guys, it's Carol again with Refunction Crafts, and we are going to do a resin video. Yes, this is a resin video, guys. I know you guys all like the butterflies that we've been doing, and I've been making some two-sided butterflies lately, and I'm really liking them. And the reason is that for a lot of the hanging pieces, you know, the ones you can hang on your rear view mirrors or you know, wherever you want to have them hanging, sometimes you want them to be pretty on both sides. And I haven't been thinking much about that in the ones that I've been doing recently, but I have been making some butterflies that are two-sided, and I really like them, like these here. And so I had told you guys I would do a video to show you how I do them. And so these are some of those butterflies. Now, I've got some here that are already put together. And so these are the ones I will probably be resining today. But I'm going to show you, this one we're going to do. We're going to put her together. She's not a two-sided butterfly. She's just a one-sider. And I can't really make her a two-sided one because of the image of her, and it won't match up on both sides. So she's just a one-sided one, but I did want to make her, so I thought maybe I'll pull her out. Maybe we'll do her, maybe we won't. But these are the two-sided butterflies, and they really are gorgeous, you guys. And these are great for when you're making your hanging butterflies. So we are going to go ahead and do a couple of them. And I pulled all of these out. Can't say that we're going to do all of them. I think I'll put a couple of these aside. I would really like to get this one done and this one done. And I would like to get her done, but we'll see what we can do. I'm going to put those aside and show you how we resin them after we get them together. But these have to be put together and held together for a little bit so that the E6000 can dry before you do the resining a little bit. So they're going to go kind of like this. You're going to glue one side and put the other side, you know, top first. And I've already trimmed these all so that they fit together, because you will have to trim them. These were butterflies that were basically made the same on both sides, so I didn't have to mirror the images or anything on them. All I had to do was just cut in a couple of areas where I had cut them kind of off. And straightened them out. And I can do some cutting after the fact too if there's other spots that end up having an issue. But really what we want to do is we want to make sure that we get our glue all the way up against those edges and on the entire body of the butterfly, because we want that to stay together on the edges. We don't want it to come apart. So I'm going to be careful in making sure that I get all these little pieces, and I'm doing this on top of a silicone mat because I can easily get this E6000 off the mat once it dries. So yeah, that's the beauty of silicone mats. Everyone should have them. I didn't realize how convenient they were until my friend Robin had sent me one. And I was like, oh my word, it changed my life. So I'm going to let that one sit there for a second and get sticky before I pop it together. And we'll just get this one ready. And there we go. And yes, I'm using my gloves here. Okay, so all we're going to do is pop this one over the top. Just kind of set it on top and slide it up and over and match it up as best you can. pressing your edges together, guys. Press them, press them, press them. And you can use like little clips or things on the ends of these to hold them together, because sometimes they will kind of come apart on these edges anyway. I don't know why, because you would think that that glue would just hold them together, but sometimes they still want to pull apart. So unless you're sitting with them and babysitting them and pressing them until they get so sticky they have to stick together, you know, they can come apart. But you can always add more glue later and do that. And I have little clippies here. I bought some from the Dollar Tree, but I do have some. I don't have enough to do all of these with, but these little clips work really, really well, these binder clips. And so that's what I like to use because they're strong and they hold together and they stay on the butterflies. And I just, for some silly reason, I just dropped them in this box I have over here. I don't know why I did that, but I did. And I have a couple of other ones here too. Bigger ones, smaller ones, you name it. I've got a bunch of them just laying around here, but I need to buy more of them. I've decided I need to buy several packages of them from the Dollar Tree. I like these better than, you can get these cheapy plastic ones at like Harbor Freight that don't do the trick. They just are not powerful enough. The press is not powerful enough to hold them together. These do a great job of that. And I like, especially on these little ends here, I like to be able to hold them together. And up here in this corner, it tends to want to separate too. But I think I got enough E6000 on those tips that it's gonna be good. Now this one's good and sticky now, and the E6000 has started to do its thing and cure. So I'm not going to be able to slip it around as much, but that's okay. And you can see this one, I guess I didn't get trimmed all the way. So I'm just going to trim some of these little white edges off here before I go any further. And this butterfly, this particular butterfly, is very, very curvy. It's got a lot of curves and you know, things like that in it. So it's a little harder to get exactly the way you want it, but I haven't had any trouble so far. I've only made one of them so far, but it was no problem to get it all together the way I wanted it and get it all matched up. So there we go. You see it's really well matched up. You've got a little edge over here and here. There we go. So it's all nicely matched up. Now we're going to turn it over. Now you can see the white parts on the other side? We're going to cut those and we are going to fit them in. So if you do both sides, you'll get the whole thing matching as one cohesive little butterfly. And like I said, this one's a little harder than most of my other ones to get matched up because it's got so many little curves and things in it. But that's okay. I love this butterfly. It's so beautiful. Oh my goodness. So beautiful. And once it's all resined and everything, wow. It comes out really gorgeous. And what I did was I printed my butterflies and things on two different cardstock papers. I did some of them on white and some of them on a cream colored paper. So you can see this butterfly here. I've already made one in white of this one. I don't know if I've got it nearby here. Yes, I did this one on white, and look at how gorgeous that is. And I wanted to do one on the cream just to see what the cream would look like. So that's why I want to get that one done. Okay, so we've got that one all trimmed up. I'm just going to pop a couple of these on the tips here. And if I just keep these on just for a short time even, that's going to probably do the trick to keeping it all together. Just like that. And by the time I get my next one ready to go, then this one will be all set, and I can just pop those off of there and put them on to these butterflies. So next we're going to do this one. We're just going to get our glue. I know some of you don't like using E6000, so if you have another favorite adhesive, or maybe you'd rather use double-sided tape. I do not work well. Me and double-sided tape don't really like each other a lot because there's too much cutting, and then too much of things sticking to my scissors, and yeah, I don't work with it well unless it's a straight line that I can just kind of put it to the edge and you know, put something on it. And I just recently started using it, you guys, so I might find an easier way of using it at some point, but for now I'm just learning to work with it, and so I'm not real fond of it. And I know Dollar Tree, I think they have had double-sided tape in the past, but it seems that they've got a better one now. That's what I bought. And it is good, and it's really sticky. So I am sort of anxious to use it on like one of my journal books, you know, for stuff that I want to adhere to the inside, or my little planners and things like that, because I think it's going to work well, really, really well for those. Okay, so this one doesn't have as much that's going to need to be cut off. It does have some edges here. A little easier to get to though. Just little bits. Tummy's growling. Hope you guys can't hear that. So, I was talking about the band Journey. Another band that I like is Foreigner. I do enjoy them. They are not, well, they were not going to be touring anymore, but it sounds like they are possibly going to do another tour. And, you know, the sad thing about it is, these days, we can't afford to go to a concert. A concert out here in California, if you want to go to a Foreigner concert, it's going to cost you probably, and for nosebleed seats, at least $250 a person. And that's for terrible seats. For good seats, you're paying in upwards of over $1,000 for a concert. And I refuse to do that. Back in my day, I always bought good seats for concerts. If I was going to go to a concert, I wanted to be close. We went and saw Garth Brooks one time. And we had seats that were so close to the stage that he could literally look into my eyes if he had wanted to. But yeah, so I won't pay that kind of money. And those were actually free tickets that my boss, when I worked for the insurance company that I worked for years ago, he would get from the CEO of the company, he would get tickets because my boss was a top executive, and he would get concert tickets and different kinds of tickets for like hockey events and things like that. And he was so sweet because he would always give those tickets to me or offer them to me first, and I always felt so appreciative because I did love going to concerts and things. So yeah, so I did get to go see a lot of stuff when he would get me tickets. But the last Garth Brooks concert I went to, I actually bought the tickets. And if I'm being honest with you, it wasn't my favorite concert. And the reason being it was right after Garth Brooks got caught. I had already bought the tickets, but it was right after he got caught cheating on his wife with, what's her name? Can't remember his wife's name. Anyway, I was so disappointed in him because I always thought that he had that perfect marriage and all of that. And, I'm starting to wonder if that even exists anymore. I don't think it does. But I loved him for that reason. I thought he was a good man and a good husband and all that stuff. And I was just so disappointed in him for that at that time. I've forgiven him since then. But it was hard for me. And so it was hard for me to sit through that concert without crying. Because I'm one of those people. I get deeply emotional sometimes with certain songs and things. And so yeah, I was very sad. Okay, let's see. I need one more clippy, and I don't know if I have another one here. I know I do, but I just don't know how deeply it fell into this box. Because I know I have a little teeny tiny one. I just don't see it. Oh, well, let's see. I think that one's going to be okay. I don't know if I put any on the big one of those. I think this one's okay, though. Oh, I did. I already took them off. That's right. Okay. So we can put these on here. And that should do it. So that's how we glue those together, you guys, and get them to be two-sided. And they're going to be perfect when they are resined. And actually, I could probably start resining these right about now because that E6000 is already pretty much set and it's not going to affect my resin. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do this one. We're not going to do these other ones that we didn't put together. So yeah, let's just go ahead. I see a spot that I sort of missed when I trimmed this one up. There we go. Okay. So then today I'm using my J. Diction resin that I got from my dear friend Gwen. Gwen is a fairly new friend of mine. At Christmas time, we started talking to each other. She is the wife of a pastor for a church in Tennessee, and she was looking to buy some gifts for her Sunday school teachers, and she was on a budget, of course, and so I offered to donate some gifts for her Sunday school teachers at the church. So we struck up a friendship, and I just thought she was the sweetest thing ever. And then she ended up sending me a little gift package of some resin after, for the holidays. I think it was after the holidays I got it. But yeah, so she was very sweet, and she did that for me, and I just thought that was very, very kind of her. Now, what did I do with my little one like this? Where did she go? Oh goodness, you guys. What did I do? I cannot imagine where that could have gone and why it would have... Oh, here it is. I stuck it over there to the side. Okay. And we're going to go ahead. We're going to pop these off now. Why not? I know we just put them on there, but they'll be fine. If I have to trim them up and put some additional glue in there later, I can do that. That's not a problem. And we're going to take these, and now we're going to do the other wing, the other side. We're not touching the body yet, you guys. Especially not on the smaller one. If you get it on the body, on the bigger one, it's not going to be as big a deal because that's going to be flat anyway. But the smaller ones, we're going to have to bend later in the middle so that the wings go up. So we definitely don't want to hit the bodies on those yet. So I started to say, again, regarding Journey. I'm stuck on their music right now. I love them so much, and I used to just sit in my room and listen to Journey cassettes. That was when cassettes were the thing, 8-track tapes, and I would just listen to their music for hours and hours and hours. And if, of course, I was having boyfriend troubles, I'd sit and cry because, most of what I loved about their music was they did a lot of ballads and breakup songs and all that kind of stuff. And that's what I liked listening to. Something about us women, somehow we like to be sad and we like to cry and all that stuff sometimes. So at least I do. A good cry makes me feel better. And it did back then too. So this one, the little one, I'm going to take and flip it over, and I'm going to do the wings on the back side, because we want to make sure these are done on both sides. Since they're going to be pretty on both sides, we want to make sure that they are resined on both sides. And I just did the body on this one. We're going to flip her over, and we're going to start on her wings. And we're not going to do anything to these butterflies. We're not going to embellish them today. I'm just showing you kind of start to finish how we do this. And she's dripping. That's okay. We're going to get our little paper towel here. This resin is a little bit thinner than the Let's resin is. So it will tend to drip. If you get too much, it'll tend to drip a little easier. And usually that happens when you do the back side of these butterflies because the wings are not super straight. They're like curved down-ish. And so it wants to drip off the edges. So you just have to be a little more careful when you're doing the back side. Maybe don't put quite so much resin like I just did. I put too much on that wing. I'll be more careful on the other side of that one and this one. This one didn't drip, but I don't like when that happens because then it's, you know, it can get through to the other side and then it can get messy, and yeah, we don't want messy. Okay, and so now I'm going to do the other wing, and I'm actually going to do the middle as well, the body, as I do this wing. Trying to get over that edge so that it will, the resin gets over the edge so that it will hold it closed. Okay. All right. There we go. And let's get these strips off of here one more time. Over there I have an old drip and I keep trying to wipe it up. I have my nice little roll of paper towels sitting next to me. Jeff made me a little paper towel holder in his workshop a while back, and I just love it because now I can keep my own roll of paper towels back here in my craft room, and I don't have to just go and grab a few as I need them. I've got them right here. Okay, so this one is resined on both sides. So I think I'm gonna leave it under the lamp just for a few more and let it just kind of finish cooking. I'm gonna start this one. I'm gonna try and get 2 of these done for this video. I want to see what this one's gonna look like that's on the cream paper, and I'm gonna compare it to the white one. And as you put the resin on here, you can see it turns a little more of that yellow color, so I'm interested to see how I like that, because I think it'll give it kind of a little bit more of a vintagey look, and that's kind of what I was hoping would happen. So yeah, I'm excited about this butterfly. And I think this one I think I did on white paper, but I think I did one of those on cream paper as well. Yeah, I did this one on the cream paper and this one on white. So that's the difference between the 2 papers on that butterfly. And this one's done, but I like the way this one turned out, but I love the way that one turned out too. So I don't know that there will be a favorite. I don't know. But I'm hoping that I like them both equally for different reasons. That's kind of what I'm hoping, because I've got some printed on both papers. There's that. And now we're going to get the other side of this one. I don't wait until it's completely cured on the other wing before I start this wing, because I'm just gonna put the resin on there and pop it right back under the light and let both sides sit and finish curing. And I'm going to do the body on this one, because that's the big one. That's the one that the little one's going to sit on top of. And you guys, these butterflies are really so easy to make. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put resin in the middle of there, just a dot, like a pea-sized dot. I'm going to set it on my lamp. The light is already on. I'm going to fold the wings up on this little butterfly. And guys, I wasn't thinking I should have done that first and resined in the middle of this butterfly, but that's okay. I can do that on the back end. I can do that after it's all cured on top of the other butterfly. Not a problem. It does want to sort of lay back down, and it's not real well under that light. Yeah, I think I'm going to grab this and grab my resin, put a dot in the middle of the little butterfly, and just hold those little wings up. And do both processes at the same time. And this way, when you've got the wings held up on this, you can see the underneath of that top wing is finished. And that's a pretty cool thing. See? So when you're looking at the back side, you can see that everything is finished. So let me pop her back under there, and we're going to resin the back side of this butterfly. So let's get this side. And we'll grab this one and start resining her. And it definitely gives this butterfly a vintagey look. I kind of like that it turns that vintage color. It's like an old newspaper, you know? I thank you guys for coming along with me today. There we go. So one done. Look at that. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous finished butterfly all the way around. Isn't it beautiful? Look at how shiny she is. Just like a bright new shiny car. There we go. I want to start resining this pretty thing, and you can see she's actually on that butterfly on the image, so I'm just gonna leave a space in the middle. This is the back butterfly, and I had to cut her out of the rest of it because I don't want to, the one on top is a smaller butterfly, remember, so I can't match up the images of the girl. It's impossible. And I can't match up this one on the back because I'd have the girl cut out and it wouldn't look good to make it a two-sided butterfly. So that's why this one doesn't get two sides. So let's get back on this one and do the other wing. And you can see, you guys, I do this kind of like an assembly line. And that way I can get a whole bunch done at one time. You guys, I've got so many butterflies sitting here. that are ready to be embellished. It's amazing. And some of them, I've got a friend, my friend Linda, ordered a bunch of butterflies, bumblebees, and dragonflies. And her husband is a pastor. He pastors to veterans and homeless people in Colorado. An amazing, amazing man. And let me tell you, her husband's been through a lot, as has she. She has been not super well. He's had bouts with cancer and just lots of really, really bad stuff happening to him. And she has actually broken her neck in, I think, 4 places. She does most of her work from her bed, her crafting and stuff, but yet she still always finds the time to talk with me, and she sends me stuff, and she has sent me, you know, financial donations. You guys, this is my friend Linda, and she is an amazing human being, to say the least. She is an amazing, amazing human being. And Linda, if you're watching this, girl, you know how I feel about you. I love you, and I thank you for everything that you've done for me. You have been a little guardian angel to me. I've got a few of you guys who have been guardian angels for me, and you are sisters in crafting, sisters in Christ, and you guys have really, really helped me in times when things were not so great. And you all know who you are. I mean, I can say my friend Kim, my friend Debbie, Sherry. Sherry is huge. She has been a enormous inspiration in my life. She is a beautiful, beautiful soul. And, you know, without you guys, I don't know what I did before I knew you. I honestly don't know what I did without you guys. So I am super duper blessed. But talking about Linda, I've got an order for some stuff. She actually goes out when she can with her husband. She is quite bedbound a lot of the time, but she does go when she can. Sometimes she drives, sometimes she goes in a wheelchair, and sometimes she walks if she can walk that day. But she does what she can for those who are desperately, desperately in need, and she loves it. She loves it, you guys. She would do nothing else in this life that would make her happier than to serve the veterans and the homeless people that they work with. So, and it doesn't matter that she's not well or that she's got pain. She still gets out there, and her husband Calvin still gets out there, and they do what they do, and they do it. Calvin cannot be stopped. He's a machine. And this man has had some severe cancer related problems. I mean, really, really bad. He's come close to death a few times, but that has not stopped this man from, as soon as he gets back on his feet, he's back on the ground and back to working with the people he loves and helping them and praying with them and doing all the things he does. And he's just incredible. And these people are, I call them my earth angels. All of you all. Kim, you know I love you, girl. You've been a huge inspiration to me in my faith and all of that. And you keep me grounded a lot of times when I need grounding. Because there are those times when, you know, life really gets you and takes you down a notch. Sometimes I think they're tests, And that's okay. I'll take every test he wants to give me. Because I think it's important to learn from, you know, the things that, the trials and the tribulations and things that we go through in life. So it's really important to learn from all that stuff. We have to go through it. We don't have any perfect days, and we're not meant to. And if we were, we'd be spoiled, rotten children, and we'd never grow up. So we have to learn to take the good with the bad and be excited when we get the good and learn from the bad, right? And if we choose not to learn from the bad things that go on in our life, then that's on us. That's not on anybody but us. And yeah, terrible things are going to happen to us, you know, but when I see people like Linda and my dear friend Sherry and Kim and the things that they continue to do in their lives that keep them grounded, I am in awe, you guys, of these people and their discipline and their love for other human beings. I mean, I want to say Linda probably has about 21 grandchildren, and as sick as she has been, she still will take those grandchildren in her home and watch them while their parents are out, you know, doing other things. And you know what? She loves every minute of it, and she stays strong and steady and loves those grandchildren with everything she has. And she just, I am in awe of this woman. I am absolutely in awe of her strength and courage and the love that just lives inside of her for everyone, not just her grandchildren and her children, everyone. This woman loves everyone. And we could all learn a thing or two from people like these people in my life. Not to take things for granted, you know. And I think I do that way too much. I take life for granted, and I don't realize, you know, guys, I may only have, you know, 10 or 20 years on this earth, maybe less. We don't know if it could be tomorrow, you know. Jeff having this stroke kind of woke me up a little bit. I don't know that it's woken Jeff up, because he still wants to do everything he wants to do, and he's not slowing down at all. And that worries me. But it's his body, it's his life, and I cannot control it. So he's going to do what he's going to do, and I just have to sort of live with it and accept it. So that's what I try to do. I'm trying to just kind of curl this a little bit so that it looks flowy. Okay, I think that's good on this side. I've got her all bent up already, and I'm doing the back of that butterfly. Now I'm going to do, I got some, oh, I put resin on the middle of this one and I guess I didn't put it under the lamp. I was too busy talking. So anyways, I need to get a whole bunch of dragons, bumblebees, and butterflies to my friend Linda. And Linda, if you're watching, I've almost got them done. I just have a couple that I want to add a couple things to, and then I will be shipping those out to you. My friend Diane Giroux, oh my word, she supports my shop like no other does. She buys from me on a very regular basis, and I am indebted to her for her kindness and generosity, and that helps me so much to keep going and doing what I'm doing. So, you know, that extra income is what we need to start bringing in a little bit more of so that I can stop working and retire and just do this stuff. Do my videos, do my crafts, do my Etsy shop, and be just happy with that. So that's what I'm working on. Okay, so I'm just trying to shape this just a little bit while it's still a little bit soft. And then I need to resin the center of the bottom one here, because I haven't done that yet. Pop that under the lamp one more time. And now we've got this one done. And you can see it looks very vintagey. How cool is that? So these are the two that I did for the purposes of this video. Both look gorgeous on both sides. Aren't they amazing, you guys? Look at how vintage that looks. It looks so pretty. And look at the design on this one. So I'm going to hold this next to the white one. And you guys can see. Now, I love the white one. Don't get me wrong, you guys. I absolutely am in love with that white butterfly. Look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous with that design in it? That is one of the prettiest butterflies I have found so far. And then there's our vintage one. So very, very cool. Very cool. I can't wait to design this one. I don't have this one in my shop yet, but I probably will by the time this video gets out. Now, last thing we're going to do is we are going to put this beautiful top piece on this butterfly. It's a little, the wings are a little bit curled up, but that's okay. I don't mind that so much on this one. It just looks kind of flowy. And we're going to lay this on the lamp, and we're going to pop it under the lamp for several minutes, and I'm hoping that the light can get to the middle of her so that it can start to settle in, and then I'll just flip it side to side so that the light gets inside the butterfly and cures the resin that is around that top butterfly, so that it'll stay in place. And then I'll add some more resin to it as well. So far, she's not stuck to it yet. It's just kind of hard with this lamp because it doesn't get into, like my other lamp really gets around the corners on everything. And it gets in there and holds stuff down. You can see this is not staying where it needs to stay. So I'm just going to put that a little bit sideways and hold it. See if I can get that side at least where it needs to be. Okay, and then we will put some more resin in here, just like that, down at the center line. And hold that sideways. happy. This was a good video, you guys. I hope you got something out of it and learned how to do. Now, if you can find butterflies that are already sort of shaped the same on both sides, that you don't have to mirror the images and put the mirrored images in into your pictures, and make sure you print the right number of each direction and all that stuff, that's great. It saves you a lot of time. But then some butterflies, they are made different on each side, so you have to do the mirrored images. So look at them, study them, and see if they're going to be cut the same. And if they are, just go ahead and print, you know, to the same size, put them back to back like I did, and there you go. That's how these were. They were cut the same way on each side. And so it made it easy for me. But isn't this gorgeous? I love the way this one has these wisps at the bottom that I was able to, they were thick enough that I was able to keep them in there. And because sometimes I will cut butterflies off before I do the piece that hangs down, only because sometimes it just is, it's not worth it. It doesn't hang right. So, so I just cut them off and make it a regular butterfly. So yeah, that's what I do. So this guy is gorgeous. Let's see. So now we've got her all set and ready to go, and she will get some beautiful, beautiful embellishments on her, and she will go in my shop. So isn't she gorgeous? I'm going to put a hanger on her. I want to do some butterflies that I just do butterflies with no embellishments on them, so that you guys can embellish them the way that you want to. So that's kind of where I need to go. I'm trying to make a whole bunch of butterflies so that you can do with them what you will. In case you don't resin, you don't want to resin, you don't want to mess with trying to create these yourself. They're already made for you, and then you can have your way with them and do whatever you want with them by embellishing them. So, and this, you know, this is one of my embellished butterflies, and I have not put a hanger on this either, but I think I'm going to, probably a silver hanger on this one. But is that not the most gorgeous thing ever? And I've got a few that are like this that are going to be going in my shop. I don't think this is one of the ones that's going, this is not one of the ones that's going to Linda. She's got, I think I've got hers pretty much all done. This is an embellished one. And these little hangers on this are stiff. They're not on chains. So this middle one kind of wants to do its own thing sometimes. So that's that one. These are all the ones, a lot of these are going to Linda. There's one of my dragonflies. There's a bumblebee. Probably going to send, I think I'm going to send her 2 bumblebees, 2 dragonflies, and 2 butterflies, and then a couple of, you know, other things that I just kind of add, maybe an extra butterfly or an extra dragonfly or whatever happens. But these are all the ones that I have done. This one's not done yet. I just did this one last night, so I haven't put any of the extras on it. This is one that I did a while back and never did put it in my shop. But you guys, I have so many of these done and ready to go. I believe Linda's actually, she may be ready to go. She should be with all of this, right? I think I need to do, well, let's see. If I finish this one, I'll have the 2 dragonflies. And, oh no, I already had these 2 dragonflies. Those are the ones I was going to send her. So this is a new one. This one's going to go in my shop. This is going to go in the shop. I'm going to send her probably one of these, maybe this one since it's done. I think she'll love that. A couple of bumblebees and a couple of butterflies. So I think we've got Linda taken care of. Awesome. So the ones that I make now, I will be able to just put in my shop and start selling away, and we'll be all set. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll give her this one 8. I'm going to give her 8 of these. So I think she originally wanted 7 or 6 or 7, but she made a nice donation to my supply my supply bank. So I'm gonna send some extra to her. She deserves it, and her wonderful, wonderful people deserve what she's doing for them. I think it's very virtuous what she and Calvin are doing, and I love them both, and I admire them for their strength and their courage and their chosen life. So so thanks a lot, you guys, for watching. I'm gonna go ahead and put these guys back in their box and start going through them and make sure I get her what she needs. And then these will be new ones. I'm going to make another, I'm probably going to make another white one of those. Because I know my friend Diane is probably going to want some of these when she sees them. So I don't know if she's into the vintagey looking ones. I can't remember. But I know she'll love that. So, but it all depends on what colors she's into too. I'm trying to remember what colors she likes. But anyway, but I'm going to have many, many more. I have a whole, I have a little box here that has a whole bunch of butterflies in it. I've got this one that's super pretty. I've got, of course, this one, which I'm going to do today. I'm going to finish it up after I get done here. I've got my little flag butterflies, and I do have someone that wants one of these as well as soon as I get them done. And then I've got some of my blue and white butterflies, cottage rose butterflies. These ones, and I've got these, which are very pretty. So I have a whole bunch of butterflies here, you guys. I want to do some more of the big, let's see, where did they go? These ones. This is one of my favorite butterflies here. It is absolutely one of my favorites, and so I want to do some more of those too. But I think I do have 2 of these made and ready to embellish. So yeah, so these just need to get embellished and get in my shop. I've got some of these little guys, the fairy butterflies, that are going to be ready to go. So yeah, we're going to have a whole bunch. I still have some night lights that I'm working on. So I've got a lot going on, you guys, but I've been able to do a couple of videos today, and that makes me happy because I will be set for next weekend, and yay. So, and you'll be watching this the weekend they're coming out, so next weekend. Thanks a lot, you guys. Thanks for watching. Be safe, be well, be kind. Take care of yourselves, you know, make sure that you're doing that. Always, because, you know, I keep saying you can't take care of anybody else unless you take care of yourself first. So make sure you're doing that. Love your family, hug them, squeeze them often, and make sure that you love yourself. But everybody, have a blessed day. Thank you for blessing my day, and lots of God's blessings to you always. Love you all. Stay tuned for pictures on the back end. Bye-bye.